Oh, and welcome back to Womp Rat Radio. I am Sam from Sam's Disney Diary. We got a huge show tonight. The Bad Batch, 2 more episodes. Wrecker, what is going on? Are we going to make it? Find out next. We'll see you in a minute.
Listening to WRRT, Womp Rat Radio, Tatooine.
Iceland Spaceport. You will never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy.
Most impressive. You are not a Jedi yet.
The Force is what gives the Jedi his power.
I love you.
I know.
It binds the galaxy together.
I'm Luke Skywalker. I'm here to rescue you.
No disintegration.
As you wish.
Half-witted, scruffy-looking nerf herder.
This is where the fun begins.
At last, we will reveal ourselves to the Jedi.
Don't think. Use your instincts.
This is how liberty dies. With thunderous applause. Ahsoka. My name is Ahsoka Tano.
Why did you come here?
Because of you and your apprentice.
You already know the truth. The belonging you seek is not behind you. It is ahead.
My name's Rex. But you'll call me Captain or Sir.
Sir, yes, sir.
They said 50 years old. The commission was quite specific. The asset was to be terminated.
Whoa, man. Slow down. Might want to quit while you're ahead.
You might want to quit while you're behind.
Can't tear this ship apart until you found those plans and bring me the passengers. I want them alive.
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only
Not
hope.
so fast. It appears I have an idiot's array.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
He doesn't like you.
Sorry.
I don't like you either.
I am Bo-Katan of Clan Kryze.
I got a bad feeling about this.
Use the Force, Luke.
Let go, Luke. You can't win, Darth. If you strike me down, I shall become more powerful than you can possibly imagine. Put Captain Solo in the cargo hold.
Could be worse.
It's worse.
Ranger Crest, do you copy? You have to reduce speed.
Almost there. Almost there.
Ranger Crest, do you copy?
May the Force be with you.
Your destiny lies with me, Skywalker. Obi-Wan knew this to be true.
War's not make one great. Thank Ferric, that was close.
You were right. You were right about me.
Dank Ferric, that was close. I love that. Thank you guys for joining us. Greetings to all out there. Hey, yins, guys. Happy Thursday. That's for sure. Hello, Tina. Let me bring in first off Stan the Man Solo. What is happening, buddy?
I am doing amazing, but you already knew that.
I did know that, and I fall into that every time, don't I, sir? I absolutely do.
This Sunday, I'm going for my second shot. Super excited.
Oh, that's awesome. Good for
Yeah.
you. That's great.
I think things are going to start opening up around here pretty soon, I'm hoping.
That's awesome. Let's talk about that in a second. I also have with us here Jimmy. What is up, Jimmy, my man?
Greetings, fellow travelers.
Yeah, exactly. So how are things for you opened up wise, Jimmy? Is it back to normal, basically?
Yeah, pretty much everything is 100% back to normal.
It's getting that way here as well. Stan, north of the border, getting that second
Nothing
shot.
is normal yet. No, nothing is normal. No, only
hopefully.
one person per store. But our numbers are starting to come down. We're starting to see improvement. So we're still
That's
the
a good
worst
thing.
Worse in North America, but it's getting better.
Are you guys really?
Yeah, my city's on the red spot right now in North America. Yeah, but we're getting better.
That's part of what's taking so long, then.
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah, that's for sure. So we're going
Boys
to be
and I
talking.
can't even go shopping together. We have to only one person per family per store.
One person per family for store. All right. Well, hopefully, dude,
Yeah.
we're rooting for you, and hopefully you'll be able to join us back here in the States, somewhere around Florida, maybe on Batu someday. You pick the one.
Or maybe Batu and California.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Batu someplace.
One of the
Yeah. Well, there's only one Batu, but we know it. And Tina, you're absolutely right. I agree with that. Not many places here in the States. I think that can be said everywhere. But you know what? It's good. We saw some mass restrictions lifted at Walt Disney World. We know fireworks are coming back at Walt Disney World, which is awesome. And I saw they talked about Happily Ever After at the Magic Kingdom. They talked about Epcot Forever at Epcot, but no mention of Star Wars Galactic Spectacular.
That's not coming back yet. Yeah, that's not coming back yet.
Where is it?
That's the best fireworks of them all.
It is, Stan, and it has
my favorite.
It has evolved over time, right? We've seen them add Solo. We've seen them add the latest Star Wars movies. Even Jalen Erso's in it from Rogue One. They added. I want to see Mando up there.
I was going to say, I'm wondering if they're holding off because they're editing it to put Mando in. When they bring it back, it's going to have Baby Yoda and Mando. Bad Batch in it.
I were there any of the animated features in that? I don't know that there were. Thinking about it, I don't think there was. But Mando would be great. Give me that. Maybe there should be.
Yeah,
maybe there should be. Anyway, that would be great stuff to see for certain. So on the Star Wars news front, I guess there were a couple of things that came out. Of course, we're going to be talking about this. There's a couple of new faces. I see faces. Speaking of Hollywood Studios and the great movie ride. From a news point of view, a couple of things happening. So remember back at Investor Day, we heard about all these cool projects that were happening. And I think on previous versions or episodes of Womp Rat Radio, we kind of mapped these out both in the Star Wars timeline and when they were coming out. And one of these we didn't hear a lot about, but we didn't get any news yet, but we heard that at a virtual anime conference on July the 3rd, we're going to learn a lot about Visions in a 30-minute panel.
What's interesting is it's at an anime expo.
Yes.
Well, I've read that the whole thing is done by two Japanese guys that do nothing but anime.
I'm good with it.
So, yeah, that's the direction they're going with it. Sam, can you just go back real quick to
dude.
That first screen?
Yes.
All right. So if I had to ask you, and I'll go with Stan first. Out of what you see there, what excites you the most?
Well, currently Obi-Wan Kenobi, because I know they're filming.
Yes,
but
I said
and Andor I'm really excited about that one because I really love the Rogue One so much.
Yeah. I look at that and maybe I'm looking most forward to Ahsoka and seeing how that ties together, especially knowing that it's spinning off of Mandalorian and the Rangers of the New Republic. But the Obi-Wan, I mean, Hayden Christensen's in it, for crying out loud. This is gonna be cool.
Obi-Wan stands out to me. The Lando is gonna be, I'm sure it's gonna be amazing if they get the same actor. I can't because I'm drawing a blank.
Glover?
Daniel Glover. He's also got another name though, like his like music name is something Gambino.
Cool.
He goes by two different things. Huh?
I'm not sure, but Obi-Wan definitely. Glover, yep, Tina, you're absolutely right. This will be fun. I think Rogue Squadron's going to be cool too.
Wait, I'm curious about Rangers of the New Republic. Are they going to be doing? Because I think originally it was supposed to be with Cara Dune.
You would have thought. I think we speculated that's the character.
I just saw something about her in my Facebook newsfeed. Like she's like been telling people that she's going to be back in Star Wars.
In all that stuff that happened, there was never anything official from Disney other than that she wasn't employed by them, but they weren't shooting anything that she was in.
They
so of course she wasn't.
So, they were contract to contract. None of them are employed. Right. None of these actors are employed. Donald Glover is known as Childish Gambino.
There you go. Thanks, dude.
When he's singing, that's like his.
I did not know that.
Didn't know that.
Let's hope Lando does not start singing.
No, but I think he's got such the right vibe for that role. I really hope he brings. I hope they bring him back for that series.
Yeah.
What's up, Chris Hiller?
A lot of these we were able to pinpoint in the Star Wars timeline, and the ones that we weren't were the droid story, because we're not exactly sure where that's going to fit.
And
I heard that's animated shorts, is it not? The droid
It is,
story?
but I don't know where it fits in the timeline.
Yeah.
I don't exactly know.
They exist. I mean, even if it's I've got my R2 plate glass.
Nice.
Even if it's R2 and even if it features R2 and 3PO, I mean, they both exist throughout almost the whole timeline. So it's hard to pinpoint where it is.
It's hard to
because they're
pinpoint it.
always
Yeah.
there.
It's hard to pinpoint it, and Visions was kind of the same way. Where's this going to be? All we really know about Visions is that it is an anthology of animated shorts, and on July 3rd, hopefully we get to see what it looks like. There's a 30-minute, and by the way, this is online. If you go to StarWars.com, you'll be able to watch this thing as it's happening, which I think I might be trying to do. But it looks cool. We got something.
It's a
What day of the week is that?
I think it's a Saturday.
Wednesday?
Right? No, it's like a Saturday. July 4th.
That's a Saturday.
I knew July. I knew it was either Friday or Saturday.
Right, July 4th is a Sunday. So yeah.
Yeah, it falls on a weekend. Yeah. So
yeah, I'm working that day.
Yeah, back to work, Stan. Sorry.
Get back to work, Stan.
I know. I got this week off. It's been so nice. No mask for a whole week.
How are we going to get new bales of the week if you don't go back to work?
Right, exactly. I love those things. I get it. All right, let's Stan, you shared some other stuff today too, which is a pre-sale that started for the Bad Batch scale action figure vintage collection, which is temporarily out of stock. That is a
Stan shared that with us and said, "Hey, check this out. By the way, it's sold out." I'm like,
yeah,
but you know what?
Thanks a lot, buddy.
They said they're going to be releasing it in batches, though. Like there's going to be
that Bad Batch batch.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's just going to be popping up or if they're going to announce it or what, but they're going to be doing different availabilities.
Well, I would think so, because when you look at this one a little closer, you get Captain Rex, but then you get they're not the Bad Batch. It's an Imperial trooper, it's a clone Captain Gray, and a clone Captain. Unless Gray's the guy, I'm not sure. These people we haven't met yet. I'm not sure.
I'm going to wait for Batch 99.
Yes, definitely.
Still available in Canada. I can still get it.
Oh, it's available in Canada?
$80 in Canada, though.
How much is it?
80.
80.
Yeah, from Amazon.
80 from Amazon.
But free shipping.
Yes, I am with you, Tina. Bad Batch is good. We're going to get to that in a second. Another interesting book that I saw at StarWars.com that they just announced, The Battles That Changed the Galaxy, which covers every battle in detail from Naboo all the way through Exegol and everything in between. It looks pretty good from a hardback book point of view, but there's a couple of the pages that they shared. The Battle of Naboo and other battles as well. Some of them are like, okay, how's this battle in the Clone Wars fit into everything? There's one of the tactical droids that we find later. A map of Scarif. Cool stuff.
That was an important battle.
It was.
Yep. Yeah.
It was.
And to be able to plans there.
You got it. We also got to meet the voice behind Omega. I don't know if you guys checked this out at all. That was kind of a cool. It's a good read. It's a little longer, but it talks about some of the insight into finding Omega's voice, and that's pretty cool. The only clone that's not voiced by D. Bradley Baker, right?
True.
Yeah. All the other ones are.
And as distinct as some of the Bad Batch voices are, that still amazes me. That
me too. Me too, dude.
Because they're all different. They're all so different. I mean, like you get Rex and Cody and Echo. They all sound they do different inflections a little bit on their voice, and they all have their own personality. But the voice is still the same. With the Bad Batch, the voice is different.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Hey, you threw some books at me, and the other day I was driving home and I was listening to I wanted to listen to some Star Wars music, so I pay for YouTube music. I don't know what services you guys play, but I asked it to play some Star Wars music for me.
Okay, what did you get?
And it was a remastered version of Star Wars Revenge of the Sith.
Ooh, interesting.
And it was done by the London Symphony Orchestra.
Nice.
And what I was listening to was Anakin's Dark Deeds. And it was very, very good. Listen to the track. I had it turned up, and it's kind of that's kind of my zone out, like on my way home from work music. But it impressed me so much. I took a picture of the screen so I could remember what it was.
Anakin's Dark Teeth. That's cool. So what was that on? What album was that on? It wasn't on the original score, was it?
Well, it says it's a remastered Star Wars Revenge of the Sith.
Okay.
But it's done by
I guess
the whole
there we go. Nice.
I guess the whole album is done by the London Symphony Orchestra, I would imagine.
That's cool. I got to look into the London Symphony Orchestra, Revenge of the Sith. Yeah. I like it. All right, let's talk some Bad Batch. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Tina, let me respond to Tina real quick. Tina, I agree. Bad Batch is amazing, and I'm glad you like it. With that being said, if you like it and you have not seen Clone Wars and Rebels, please go back and do that, because you'll get a lot of context there, and it's a great. If this is your first venture into the animated Star Wars stuff, there's a lot more out there that you can enjoy.
Yeah, and even along those lines, in watching that final episode of the final season of the Clone Wars, I think I'd mentioned on here a couple of times, the first 4 episodes are really cool because that's all about the Bad Batch, and then there's this story in the middle which is and then at the end of it was this climactic finale. Well, it turns out that little story in the middle was the seed that was gonna come back. And
who would have known?
Well, yeah, somebody clearly did. So with that, we have 2 episodes we haven't covered yet. That is episode 6 and 7, Decommissioned and Battle Scars. But I wanted to start with the movie posters that they show us. So we have all the posters we started with. We have a new character, which I forgot to build here, in Captain Rex. But if you remember, we had all of the Bad Batch, including Omega. Crosshair is still out there. Saul Guerrera's out there. Fennec is still out there. We met Sid, and now we get both Trace and Rafi, the sisters, and Captain Rex are now in the mix. So these are recurring characters. We've added 3 characters in 2 episodes. Kind of cool.
As much as I really didn't care for that storyline with the 2 sisters in Clone Wars, it was kind of nice that, when to see them again and they kind of know who they are in their story. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely. So when you look at this picture, I look at this and I'm like, wow, there's really only 2 net new characters, and that's Omega and Sid. Everyone else was somewhere else in the Star Wars universe that came back into this.
A lot of the fans are kind of complaining about that, saying that they want to see more new characters rather than just the 2 we've gotten.
We're not done yet.
Well, that's just it. Exactly.
We're not done yet.
Yeah.
But it is true.
I like seeing the reoccurring characters. Sure, it makes the universe a little bit small, but I appreciate seeing them over and over again.
Especially the ones you like.
Yeah, like Saw and Fennec.
Yeah, like Saw Guerrero. Yeah. And he was something that, he was in Rogue One, and then they threw him in the Clone Wars, and now he's in Bad Batch. So he's somebody you've kind of gotten to know, and started as a live action character, and then flipped. Same thing with Fennec. Started as a live action character, and then they flip them to the animated, which is interesting.
I'm fine with that both ways. I think it's awesome.
And what's great about that is they get the people to voice the characters.
Yes.
The actors who portrayed them in the live action, they get them to do the voices in the animated. So it really just ties it together.
Yeah, cool as can be. I'm absolutely with you, Jimmy. So in episode number 6, Decommissioned, and I find myself now waiting to see the title and seeing if I can't figure it out. To see, okay, what's going on?
Some type of idea what's going to happen.
It's an idea what's going to happen. And decommission in this case is decommissioned battle droids from the Clone Wars era, and which really wasn't that long ago when you think about this, right? In the timeline of Star Wars. But they're decommissioned. The Clone Wars are over, so they're taking all that gear and turning it into other things. And Sid's got a job for these guys, and the job is to track down a tactical droid.
Roger.
Well, one of the tactical droids is what controlled all of the Roger Rogers, right?
Yeah,
Isn't that how it worked? But I'm with you. So that was kind of cool.
They were known to be very, very smart and very, very well. Echo played a big part in that too, because they used him to feed information to the tactical droids, who would then command the other droids. But there was one episode of Rebels where they go to some planet, and there was some of the regular battle droids and one tactical droid that didn't know that the war was over. So remember that?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. And so that tactical droid, all he wanted to do was beat the clones, because that's what he was programmed to do, was outthink the clones.
Which is, well, yeah, it's cool. And those things got smarter and smarter. So we knew that's the mission they were going on. We also saw Omega use her laser bow for the first time, which was sort of cool. Her first use.
Yep.
I definitely thought that was cool. They needed to go to a facility where they're reconditioning some of the battle droids or decommissioning them. And you could tell that that's a remnant of one of the facilities from Attack of the Clones. That's the scene where 3PO loses his head, and not really my favorite scene, but
that's where they were building them, right?
This is where they were, where 3PO is, where they were building them. It's clearly a shout out. It's not the same facility, but they look the same.
Or could be. I mean, they could be similar facilities that they just turned it around, and now we're using the same facility to destroy them.
Yeah, which is cool. So they go into that facility. They need to look for that head. Omega spots it.
Found it. Sort of. The droid's already in pieces.
Is the head intact?
Affirmative. Wait, someone just ran off with the droid here.
Oops, somebody just ran off with the droid's head. I think that's great. And we find out later who it was. That was Trace and Rava. Is that how you said it?
Rafa, I think.
Rafa, R-A-F-A. Yeah, that's exactly it. And what we learned about these guys, right? Remember back during the Clone Wars, if you watch those middle 4 episodes of the final season, they were really just looking out for themselves. And since then, they're working for somebody who's in contact. It's somebody that's fighting for the Empire.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's not Rafa. What's the other one's name? Trace. I think Trace was the more honorable one of the two. Rafa was a little more about herself.
Yeah.
But you've seen that change a little bit as that storyline evolved. And they did that storyline also helped build a good bit of Ahsoka, how we knew Ahsoka. And
yes, it did.
And so, man, how great would it be if we get to see Ahsoka somewhere?
You know what? You got to wonder, and we'll get to it in a couple here. But I was wondering about that. She's
obviously there,
She's somewhere. Around, that's for sure. Yeah. So they start to fight with each other. Then they quickly realize that they need to battle the guards that are there and not each other.
Yeah.
Which leads them to tracking down the droid head, which was kind of cool. They got it. They ended up being friends. And they end up flying off with it at the end. And I thought it was a pretty interesting ending. Let's watch the end of Decommissioned.
Patch him through, R7. We acquired the tactical droid data from Corellia. And we had help. It was a squad of rogue clones. And I know where to find them. Thought you might want to know.
All right, so there's a couple of things there.
From Corellia.
I'm gonna pause this here because there's a couple of things here. Because this was a great cliffhanger, by the way. This is like, oh my gosh, what is going on? I see the robe. I'm thinking, are they still talking to Ahsoka? Is this maybe Mon Mothma? My head was Bail Organa. My head is all over the place on who is this. And I still want to believe that it's Mon Mothma.
I mean, it could be Fulcrum.
Could be.
Which would be Ahsoka, but she went by Fulcrum.
At this point, was she Fulcrum at this point? Or did that happen in Rebels? I don't remember exactly.
That was in Rebels, which were
that's when she came back as it, but she could have been it at this point. You're right.
Yeah. And this is not, this has got to be getting close to Rebels, right?
I don't know. It can't be far. Yeah. I mean, the timelines are going to overlap, and there's a lot of time in there when we don't know.
Yeah.
Although this is before Mando. So in Mando, it was still Ahsoka, right? When he met her?
Well, she was always Ahsoka. She was only Fulcrum as
that's right.
As the informant. That was just the code name.
That was the code name
and
nobody
she
used her
wasn't
name.
always Fulcrum. The other guy, what was the other guy's name? He was the Imperial guy.
Yeah, who then I'm blanking on his name, but I know exactly what you're talking
he
about.
He ended up flipping on him. And he became Fulcrum. He was the spy.
Fulcrum was like her code name more than anything.
Yeah.
Yes. It was a code name that shifted between people. It wasn't always the same person. Yeah.
I'm thinking it's Mon Mothma myself.
That's what I thought too at this point. I convinced well, first I thought it's Ahsoka because these two clearly know Ahsoka. But that connection, it is, and they love to do that to us. But the connection is A7R7, right? So A7R7, who they call R7, served Ahsoka Tano during the Clone Wars. And they got this droid. So that's kind of cool.
There you go.
That's pretty amazing. I didn't catch that.
No,
when they say R7, but the droid's name is A7R7, but that's who it is. They say R7. Bring them up. Put us in touch.
That's cool.
So that's the cliffhanger. And I'm going, you got to be kidding me. You're going to leave me with that? This is great. I'm like hooked on it. It's just like the old school serials where you'd watch on a weekend and have to wait till next Saturday to find out what happens next, except I'm waiting for till 3 a.m. on Friday mornings.
The question I had about the tactical droid giving the battle droids the order to attack all the police.
Yes.
Now, after the tackle droid is removed off planet, do those battle droids no longer follow that order? Or they just keep following it until they get a second order?
I would imagine they just keep following that order.
Yeah. So I'm thinking they're still
from here to eternity, every battle droid that's still standing is going to shoot any cop on sight, basically.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Until somebody that manages the cops figures it out and goes, wait a minute.
Yeah. We need a new, how do we get the new orders?
Yeah. I don't know. I really don't know, which is cool. All right. So that was a good episode 6. And by the way, that's just the high level. You guys need to watch these things for certain. That's the high level. Let's go to Battle Scars, which is the next one that makes you start thinking, okay, what is Battle Scars here? Really cool scene here. And I want to play this clip and then we're going to talk about it.
And 20 cartons of Mantel mix?
That's part of the mission.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be 14 credits for the Mantel mix.
Oh, yeah. Put it on Sitch tab.
Put it on Sid's tab, which they're way over on Sid's tabs, by the way. But here's what StarWars.com had to say about this. This is Mantel mix, which is based on the Outpost mix that's available at Galaxy's Edge. And apparently they were going to call it Outpost Mix, but they decided that different planets would have different versions. And this is the planet Odd Montel. So this was the Montel mix that they came up with. But it's clearly, this is Galaxy's Edge connection, which is really cool.
Yeah. Have you ever tried that popcorn?
I have had it. Jimmy, have you?
I've not.
I'll tell you why I have it. For those of you that know me from the Disney Nerds, I kind of like popcorn buckets, and I have a lot of them.
Because you have a lot of them.
And there was a mouse droid popcorn bucket that came with this in it. And that's why I had this, because I wanted the mouse droid, because you could pull it around Galaxy's Edge. It had these little plastic wheels on it. It was really cool.
I'd get it for that same reason, too. I would for sure. Hands down, I would get it for that reason.
So I had it there. It's basically a red and a purple. The red's a little spicy. The purple's a little sweet. Mix them together, and it's good. It's not.
I'll let you and Sam have a conversation and let him share some pictures of the popcorn buckets he has, and then you'll be contacting me and be like, "Yeah, we need to have an intervention."
There is. That was one of my big reasons for going to Star Wars weekends.
Just it is good. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh no!
Five,
no! Just
that's a good start.
No,
just a good start.
He's got stacks of just the round ones. Stacks.
Oh, I got those too. I got every trip I get around one. Yeah, I got those too.
What's the flavor? Great question, Tina. And that it's more of it's a spicy and a sweet. I don't know that I'd give it a flavor. Yeah, but it's good. It mixes well. But you can try to eat just the purple ones to get the sweet and just the hot ones, but they're better and you mix them up. It's good.
I mean, I like the idea of it. I'm gonna have to try that the next time I'm there because I do like the. Actually, I just bought some popcorn at the store yesterday. That was like the it's like the kettle corn, but it's mixed with the cheese, so it's kind of you get a little salty, sweet kind of.
Yep.
So I like spicy, so I probably would like it.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, talk about great cross marketing there.
It's great.
How many kids watching this are going, I need that. Hey, Wrecker likes that. I need that.
It's because of Mandalorian I got it, or because of the holiday special, I got to try to tip you up now.
The tip Batch around the corner.
Try to popcorn now.
You gotta love the connections, though, right? That's the cool part of all of this. So that's the Montel mix. What else do we have? That's also where these guys run into an old friend.
Captain, it's been a while, boys. Where have you been, Rex? That's a long story.
Where have you been, Rex?
There's gonna be a Rex spinoff.
Who knows, man? Maybe that's coming up. But where have you been? That's a long story. Is clearly grounds for a spinoff of what happened to Rex after. Well, I'm not really sure how much time's passed because we have the last episode of the last episode of the last season, and I'll leave it at that. That's when we see Rex, and then he shows up here. How much time passed in between there? I have no idea.
Well, all of Order 66 happened.
Order 66. Well, but he was
on that.
Yeah. Well, and that's kind of I get it. Hey, it's been a long time. He's kept a low profile, is what he says. I've kept a low profile, and Rex. Tech confirms that when he says, "Oh yeah, the Empire has you listed as killed in action." So the Empire thinks he's gone, but he's clearly still out there. And as it turns out, you see Rex in his little cape and his coat. Although I've never seen anybody confirm this, but everybody's jumping to that was Rex in the ship that Trace and Rafa were talking to. I guess I got to believe. I want to believe still it's Mon Mothma, but it was Rex, and that's when she told them where to find the Bad Batch, and that's how he ends up here.
Yeah, it must be. Yeah. We lost Jimmy.
We lose Jimmy. You all right, Jimmy? You still there, bud? You good?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
All right. I was trying to fix something. I was on the wrong darn microphone.
Oh, you're sounding good. You do sound a little better, buddy.
Yeah, I was on the.
We like it.
Thank you.
We like it. You sound good.
Good now.
So, a good day. So I was hoping that it was
Momantha.
I was, but okay, I'll take it if it's Rex. I'm fine with that. And Rex is a little suspicious of things happening here. In fact, Rex gets a little headache, and
you're telling me you haven't removed your chips?
No, not yet.
No.
Rex, those chips make you a threat to everyone around you, even her. You're all ticking time bombs. Take it easy, Captain.
You're all ticking time bombs. So Rex knows, man. He's like, you guys aren't immune.
Yep.
Now, it makes me wonder, does Omega have a chip? And she doesn't know about it?
She does not.
Omega said that she doesn't have a chip.
She doesn't. That's correct.
She claims she does not have one. Don't know. It's a great question, Stan, because that thought was in my mind, too. She is a clone. Who knows what they did, but they told her she doesn't have an inhibitor chip, and I believe that.
Yeah.
I definitely believe that. But this then leads to, and in fact, this is where she claimed that she doesn't have a chip. It's like, I don't have one, that kind of good stuff.
She was fully aware that they had them.
Yes.
Like, it was a secret at the time, it was a secret to all the clones, but she was aware of the chips. So, and she knew she didn't have one for whatever reason. Man, I tell you, it's interesting because I think, if I had to list my top favorite Star Wars characters, Rex would be close to the top.
Really?
Interesting because he's a clone, but his relationship with Ahsoka is one of my favorites, and just his relationship with Ahsoka it's such a great storyline. And even though he's a clone and he's kind of like a lot of the other clones, he's one of my favorite characters.
Yeah, he is a great character, and he comes up all the time.
Yeah, he crosses so many. I mean, he's in Clone Wars. He's in Rebels.
Yep.
Now in the Bad Batch.
Bad Batch.
And Tina's got a point there. The teacher, and I'm blanking on it, said, I'm blanking on the name, may very well have just educated her because we don't know what Omega is yet. We don't know what she's supposed to be. What was she being raised to be? We don't know.
We know she's a clone, but
we know she's a clone, and she's not like any of the others. A clone of what?
Yeah, and their design, they were designed to be, their design is their clones of Jango Fett, and they're designed to be warriors. So we don't know what her purpose is.
That's exactly right. Clearly not to be a warrior like the others. Completely different.
Absolutely.
So Rex at the end of all that says, I'll let you know what to do. Clearly he went and did some homework. He found a crashed Jedi ship on Braca, which is a planet that we first saw in Jedi Fallen Order, the video game, in 2019. So it's a junkyard world where deconstructed and dumping war machines from the Clone Wars happened. So that is the planet in a video game, and that's the planet we visit here during the Bad Batch, which is cool.
Goodness, that was synergy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It just keeps coming up, and I love pointing that stuff out. But it's right there.
The new era of Star Wars, they sure like their decommissioned and destroyed shipyards. They pop up a lot too.
I mean, that started your whole story when you first meet Rey.
Yeah.
And
she's a scavenger. Yeah, you're exactly right.
And she's going on these, cruisers and these Imperial ships and scavenging parts
of the Empire, where these guys are scavenging parts of the Separatist army and the droid army.
Yep.
Sort of crazy. So they get there. There's a little bit of an adventure getting into it, in which they need to rescue Wrecker from some type of a monster that I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the same thing that was on Mandalorian. I'm not sure. On the boat. I don't know. Maybe I'm stretching it.
I think it's a new creature.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure. I did love his comment though. Makes you miss battling clankers, doesn't it? Makes you miss battling the clankers.
It's kind of a mix of a Sarlacc pit, an aqua Sarlacc pit,
sort of, kind of, but not.
Yeah.
Yes, and that ultimately, Wrecker's got his headache. He starts to grumble a lot. They find the medical bay. They want to get him in it. And
you're in direct violation of Order 66.
Wrecker?
Yeah, not a good day for Wrecker. And we knew this was coming.
I was about to say we didn't mention it when we were talking about the last episode, but we see that in Decommissioned when he gets knocked unconscious, when he's about to go unconscious, he starts saying good soldiers follow orders.
Yes, he starts to mumble it to himself. Yeah. He starts to mutter, we did. And that's been building up since the beginning. And in fact, I really thought that whole Wrecker turning bad was going to be like the final of this whole thing. I did. I thought that was something going to go into the last episode.
I couldn't handle him complaining about his headache anymore. Let's move on from that already.
we have moved on from it, and that's good.
I got a headache every episode. Enough.
That was a good impression. I like that. That was a good impression.
I got a headache.
It was good.
That
was good. The animation here, the eyes is just like, oh man,
incredible.
Mm-hmm.
All of it is just like, oh man, and just I did not want to see Wrecker go here because he comes off like a teddy bear, and then boom.
Yeah, not the clone you want to be on the bad side of.
No, not at all. So they did finally find the medical bay in the Jedi cruiser, which was the same place that Rex had his, not the same place, but the same type of a ship where Rex had his chip removed. So clearly he knew that the technology was in the medical base, and maybe the Jedi somehow knew something was up, or is that just happened to be a facility that could remove something?
I think it was just a medical facility that could perform surgeries.
Got it.
How that place still is operational with all these scavengers all over the place. You think that'd be the first place they would go to, is the medical bay? And
you would think so.
Yeah,
you would think. I mean, or there's just that many of them.
Except
maybe
for
there's
the
that many of them
still working.
Yeah, it's torn apart. The monsters are everywhere except the medical bay.
Yeah.
That's still good. You know what? It's okay. It's good for the story arc.
Yeah. Maybe they had a battery backup they charged up or something.
Well, well, that's where Echo's arm comes in handy. Just plug it in and make the thing work.
Yeah.
He's like R2. Plug in, make it work.
Between Echo and Tech, I mean, they could pretty much make anything work.
It is turning into that for certain.
It would have been more realistic if they brought Dumbbell with them or something and hooked him up, or Gonky, whatever you want to call him.
Oh, Gonky. Yeah, you had a battery. Wrecker could have been lifting him the whole time.
Yeah, he could have just carried him to the thing.
You know what? I love that, Stan. Yeah, Dumbbell.
Get Filoni on the phone.
Get him on the phone. So they did do a great job of the emotional connection between Omega and Wrecker here, especially making this take its way out.
Bill, this is all spoilers, so please.
Yeah. Sorry, we said that up front, but Bill, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Come back later, dude, after this is done. Thank you for
dropping in.
Thank you for dropping in. This is it was a good emotional connection. I was really cool with this, and the fact that they drug it out. Is Wrecker going to be okay? For a second there, you started thinking, wait a minute, he's going to be okay, right? I did.
I had no doubt at all that he was going to snap out of this.
I had a little bit of doubt, and he does snap out of it. And the famous, once your chip's gone, you get the Band-Aid on the head.
Yep. Yeah. Battle Scars.
Battle Scars. That's, you know what? That's exactly the episode, Jimmy. You are spot on. Battle Scars.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that later in the episode, they showed, Echoes was removed a long time ago. They showed Tech get up. Can we assume that Hunter went through the procedure too?
I would say yes.
Well, his head wasn't even shaven even for a Band-Aid to be put on it. Like,
well, at the very end, I might have a clip at the very end to take a look at that. But it was a good emotional connection. This is Omega looking at Rex and saying, "Oh, you're Generation 1," which is kind of cool, which means he was the original Bad Batch.
They throw some age jokes at him too, which is fun.
Do. So he was apparently a part of the original clones that were created about 10 years before the beginning of the Clone Wars. So remember, these guys accelerate at twice the speed of a normal human, their aging process. So 10 years prior, he would have been 20 years old. He would have been a young warrior ready to go. And she recognizes that he was one of those first generations. So Omega probably saw many different generations of.
So this brings me to a cross storyline. That you would think Boba is part of that first generation as well.
Yes.
Well, but Boba wasn't a clone, right?
No, Boba's a clone. But Boba doesn't have the accelerating growth.
But he was the one. If you remember in the original Star Wars in Episode 1, he was he did not fall into the clone. He was Jango's son, but he didn't have any of the changes that the other clones did. But it's a good point, Jimmy.
I thought that he just, like Jango, just selected one clone to raise as his son.
He requested it didn't have the accelerated growth.
Okay.
Or the chip or anything, right?
That's got to be somewhere else other than in movies or animated, huh?
Well, that was in the Clone Wars.
It was in the Clone Wars. It was in the first movie.
Okay.
It was mentioned when they visited Kamino in the first one.
Gotcha. Okay. I didn't
know. Second one.
I was
second one. Okay.
Second one, yeah. I was just curious because we see Boba on and Mandalorian. I was wondering if Rex could still be around. I guess he probably still could be around because even in that, Boba doesn't seem that old. He looks beat up, but he doesn't seem that old.
Well, you should be double the age of Boba by then.
Yeah, but how old
unless the growth acceleration stops when you're 20 or something.
Don't know.
Yeah,
don't know. So it's cool anyway. You look at it. He's out. He's got his chip back in. They're wrapping up. Rex is going to leave, and we see the Scrapper Guild happen to notice them and report back that there are intruders. And by the way, the Scrapper Guild is also from Jedi Fallen Order, the video game, in which the main character works for that guild as part of the game, which I thought was kind of cool. At the end of it, did they say specifically contact the Empire or we have clones? Is that what they said?
They don't say who they contacted. That's the mystery. That's the cliffhanger at the end was who they're talking to. They just said, we spotted the clones you're looking for.
Yeah.
So we still don't know who's hunting them.
No. It's interesting.
You think they'd get rid of their armor at some point if they know they're being hunted, and that's a dead giveaway. Which,
yeah, I'm wearing my clone armor.
To be honest with you, though, I don't think it matters. It seems like everybody like the guy, that one clone that was in an earlier episode. That lives on the farm, but everybody knows. Everybody, as soon as they see him, he's like, "Oh yeah, it's clone." You know.
Yeah. They can't tell them by their voices. I don't think, though. Like most clones, when you hear them talking right away, oh, you're a clone. I can recognize that voice.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. The Omega says that she doesn't want to be left there alone if the other ones get their chip activated or whatever.
Yeah.
Or they'll die by removing their chips.
Right.
Well, she wouldn't, because Rex would still be there, and so would Echo.
Yeah, Echo doesn't have a chip.
Yeah,
I did think the same way.
Yeah.
Did Echo lose his chip at the same time as Cody?
I think Echo's got removed when he was at that, when they were
plugged in his
when they were playing with him and turning him into half droid.
Oh, you know what? I think Tech said that his wasn't necessarily removed, but it probably was fried because of what they did to him. Look at all those tools and stuff.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, it was just
inoperable. With anything else.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
So,
go ahead,
Sniff. No, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, who do we think they were talking to on that skiff at the end?
Yeah, I don't know. And it makes me wonder, what happens from a character point of view. Who we're going to get to add to this? Is there going to be somebody new? Is it going to be someone from other places? Because I don't see a lot of bad guys on this list, if we were to say that, right? Just Crosshair.
I wonder about Sid. Can we trust her?
I don't know.
Not.
Would she turn him over as quickly as people would change their socks?
I think.
All right, so I'm gonna make a prediction.
All right, let's hear it.
All right, that's what I want to hear.
I'm gonna say we're gonna see Tarkin.
Yeah, again, he was early on. Remember, he was watching.
He was in Clone Wars. He wasn't like a Moff or anything like that. He was just part of the Empire in Clone Wars. And then we know he stays through all the way through, the first. We don't.
Sure.
He died.
Well, he was in the premiere of the Bad Batch, right? He was in the premiere watching Crosshair and wanting to. So we saw him once briefly.
Oh, did we? Okay.
Yeah. He was testing the Bad Batch in that training facility.
All right, that's true. I forgot about that.
But then there was another guy too, the guy that wanted them to use the recruits instead of using the. I don't know who that was.
I can't see him wanting to get the Bad Batch. He doesn't seem interested in clones at all either, and neither does Tarkin. Really, Tarkin seems to be more.
No, they feel like that's true. They felt like they've moved on.
Yeah.
Which is funny because that's when they started getting stormtroopers instead of clone troopers. If you listen to the clone troopers, the stormtroopers and their armor are not nearly as efficient or as good as clone troopers, which is true. They're terrible.
Yeah.
Compared to the clone troopers were fantastic soldiers, and the stormtroopers typically not. They're just
that's what they did. That was good. That's all I got for those 2 episodes. We got 2 more episodes. So the real question is, at what point does this call from the Scrapper Guild lead to Crosshair coming and trying to get him? Is that where we're headed next?
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. I have an interesting non-story point though. Cool. Are they going to change when they start releasing these?
Are they going to change? Oh, yeah. Give us some of those details. I heard
just recently they did
Loki on Wednesdays.
This is a Disney Plus question, not a Star Wars question.
Disney
Yes. Well, Disney Plus announced that going forward, all new releases that are original to Disney Plus are going to be coming out Wednesdays, beginning in July.
Because they crushed it when Loki came out, the numbers were huge. So they said, maybe we got this wrong. We need to release it middle of the week, which makes sense to me, by the way, because you know what? And maybe I'm the exception, not the rule. But A, I'm not getting up at 3:00 in the morning like Stan does to watch it on Friday morning. B, I got to go to work Friday morning, so I am not going to watch it all day. And then C, when I get off on Friday to begin my weekend, I'm typically not going home to watch TV. I'm typically going
you're right.
with my wife, or I got plans for the weekend, so I don't get around to it for a couple of days. On a Wednesday, guess what? I get off of work. I'm coming home to do nothing except tune into TV and watch a show. You know what I'm saying?
Unless there's a baseball game on, but that's another story.
Unless there's a baseball game on. But, you get my point.
I get it. I do. I absolutely get it.
On Fridays, right into the weekend, a lot of people aren't getting around to it till Sunday or Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Releasing on a Wednesday, well, a lot of people don't have a lot to do on a Wednesday.
I would agree. Yeah, because I found myself this past week. I didn't see it till Saturday because I couldn't.
Yeah, Wednesdays work better for me because I work late Wednesdays, so I can watch it in the morning without having to get up at 3 in the morning on Wednesday morning. Plus, Wednesdays will work better for us because if we're on the air Thursday, it's fresh still. It's not already almost a week old.
Yeah, that's super fresh at that point. How many episodes
Bad
are
Batch is going to follow that, though? They haven't said anything about Bad Batch switching.
Well, and you know what? They may because they already started this one. There's only 2 episodes left.
They might keep it on Fridays. Yeah,
they'll probably keep it on Fridays. But I think
we have 16 episodes of this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is there that many? I didn't realize.
Yes, we have 16. We have a lot of episodes to go. So
that's really long compared to some of the
anything else.
Compared to anything else,
any of the other Disney Plus
series.
So I don't know what Falcon and the Winter Soldier might have had 8.
That's what Mando had.
And
Loki's going to have 6.
WandaVision only had maybe 8.
Yeah, I think it was 8. Yeah, Loki's only going to have 6.
Wow.
Yeah. Lucky us.
Good. It's good. Look, and now I think we're to our spot, especially for Sam doesn't get into the Marvel too much, but for somebody like me that flips back and forth between Star Wars and Marvel and Disney, with all the new stuff coming out on all those fronts, it seems like there's almost from here on out. Like it took for all these things were announced, we had to wait for them to get started. It seems like now that they're rolling, I'll be able to flip back and forth between Marvel and Star Wars and almost always something to watch.
I'm trying to.
I know, and it's not easy, especially late to the game because, God, there's so many Marvel movies.
Oh yeah, there are absolutely.
There's a ton.
So here's the. I don't know if this 24? I don't know if this is accurate or not, but this is where the Bad Batches land, and I think those are all Fridays. I know the 18th is tomorrow. Then you got the 25th, the 2nd, the 9th. Yeah, those are all Fridays. I don't know if that's going to stick. I think that it will.
I think that'll stick.
I think they're going to keep it.
I think if they do, whatever the follow up is, if whatever
the next one
is, they'll
how long's Loki? Any idea how many?
It's only 6 episodes, so it's half done already.
Only 6. All right, so it's half over because we have sometime in October. We're anticipating,
or 2 episodes, so not quite half over, but just about.
Right, and in October we're anticipating Book of Boba Fett, but we haven't heard anything about that yet.
No.
Right. But that's the next Star Wars thing. Although we might find out more about Visions.
So Visions is going to be Vision thing in here. Yeah, Visions is this year.
Tina, I've been on Sam for 8 years now. to get on the Marvel.
I got into WandaVision. I really liked WandaVision, and it had me go watch a couple of the other movies. That was good. I enjoyed that a lot.
I have to say, Loki is very good
so far.
I'm really liking Loki.
And by the way, Tina is right. 6 episodes is it. I thought you'd say more than that.
Yeah,
stuff.
Then Turner and Hooch comes out after that, I think.
Turner and Hooch. And what else? Yeah,
the series.
Well, I'll tell you what I'm looking for. I'm going to completely crash things here, but I'm looking forward to that Behind the Attraction series, which is in July sometime. That's going to be good.
That's going to be great.
Yeah.
Because and you know what? I can't tie it together because Star Galaxy's Edge is part of it. It's one of the episodes.
Kim has been watching the Mighty Duck series.
It's been very good. Well, it's over now, but yeah.
Which was fairly good, though. I caught some of it. I really need to go back and watch the whole series because I've caught bits and pieces of it. But then also the show with John Stamos, basketball coach.
Yeah, I forget what it's
called.
called.
Or something like that.
Big Shot or something like that. Yes.
Yeah, I haven't watched that.
Which also looks really good. I'm a fan of John Stamos. He's a huge Disney fan.
Absolutely.
He's
got the D from Disneyland, man.
And he owns a Dumbo ride car.
Well, that's pretty cool too.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
So it's good.
He has the whole sign from Disneyland, not just a D. It's just the D is in his yard, but he did buy the whole sign.
I didn't know that.
The D is on like display.
Yeah.
Yes, I once did a celebrity homes tour, and you could see the D. They rode you by his house, and you could see it. It was like, dang, that's cool.
Tina, you should give the Mighty Ducks a chance. It was actually pretty good. It was way better than I thought it was going to be. I wasn't expecting much from it.
I'm also a Emilio Estevez fan. I mean,
there you go.
Yeah,
I'm from that era. I'm from I grew up in the late '80s, early '90s when Emilio Estevez and Lou Diamond Phillips. They were they were big movie stars back then. Now these kids today don't know who they are.
These kids today. I hear you, man. It's good, guys. Thanks for the time, man. This was fun tonight.
Yeah.
So I don't
and communicating with us, Tina. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Tina, I gotta give Tina a huge shout out because
she's
when we do Womp Rat Radio, she's here. When we do the Disney Nerds Podcast Week, she's here. So we appreciate you showing up.
Thank you,
guys, and we love you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's awesome. 2 weeks is July the 1st. We'll see if that happens. We'll post it out.
Canada Day.
You guys know. Canada Day. That's right. It is Canada Day.
Can we start the show with "Oh Canada"?
We can do that. Yeah.
Or we could just show the fireworks from Disney World live.
So is that a fireworks celebration for you guys?
Oh yeah.
In Canada?
Oh yeah. Might not be this year because of the COVID, but normally it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's cool.
Yeah. Everything's
Thank you, man.
here this year.
Love it. Jimmy,
right,
thank you so much. Stan,
appreciate
thank you for being here. This is fun. I always love talking Star Wars and love that you guys are willing to do it with me. So
we
may
love
the force be with you.
May the force be with you.
And also with you.
Thanks for watching and listening to WRRT Womp Rat Radio Tatooine.
Goodbye, old friend. May the force be with you.
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 May the force be with us all.
And may the force be with you.
May the force be with you.
May the force be with you.
May the force be with us.
May the force be with you.
And may the force be with us.
May the force be with you.
May the force be with you both.
May the force be with you.
May the force be with you.
May the force be with you.
May the force be with us.
May the force be with you.
May the force be with you.
The force will be with you. Always. Remember, the force will be with you. Always.
The force is with you, young Skywalker.
May the force be with you.
May the force be with us.